My name is Sumit Khimani. I'm from Smart Future. We are a Singapore-based health tech company. As the tagline says, we provide white label telemedicine solutions. The problem that we are trying to solve is actually the current telemedicine itself, how it has been pitched over the last 10 years, how it has been pitched as an Uber of healthcare, as an on-demand convenience in which a big brand will come in and will kind of aggregate all the doctors and then build a network of patients and try to connect the two and make a small margin out of it. We feel that telemedicine should be offered as a technology instead to the existing relationships which already exist for years between a doctor and patient. It should be a continuous care model rather than an on-demand convenience. Again, as you can see, how it involves long-term relationship, how it has to be high involvement, how a person, a doctor needs to know about what I have been taking, what problems I have. We talked about chronic conditions in the previous few slides, a few presentations as well, how it's important that existing primary care is offered, not a new business model as such, but within the existing operations and business model, they are given technology of telemedicine. The second problem statement we are trying to solve is telemedicine is FaceTime currently, even though there are a lot of vitals that can be checked remotely, but they're not really integrated into telemedicine. Before a call, the doctor is not able to, check vitals. So that has been talked about a lot over the last 5 years, 10 years, but it's something not being done or very on a regular basis. So what we provide as a solution is a Wix-like model. When I say Wix, it could be Shopify, it could be Shopmatic, based on where you are, in which we are actually creating. We've automated the whole telemedicine platform development part. So we are able to, create currently many, up to 30, 40 in a month. But eventually, obviously, the goal is to do thousands in a month, creating apps and websites for doctors, primary care doctors, who are then able to, in their own brand, able to get apps which they're able to give to their patients, and they're able to do telemedicine within their existing infrastructure. So it involves integrating with the CMS EMR system they might be on, integrating with Uber and Grab for the medicine delivery, for example. Even insurance integrations will happen. So based on different markets, there's certain work we need to do in terms of integration, and then we are able to launch. The second problem I mentioned, how we solve that, is by providing home kits, which wirelessly integrate with the apps that we have made for the doctors. So the home kits come in different form factors. Could have one for heart, there's one for lungs, in which before a call or during the call, the patient will be asked to check, and the doctor is able to remotely see the readings. We also provide something for corporate clients, if a doctor or a big hospital might have. So that is pods and kiosks that are installed on site in offices a lot before COVID, but now more in community areas where people can go and talk to doctors. Again, like I said, it's everything from cloud to to referral letters to prescription letterheads. Everything is done for the client. So it's actually a standalone APK file, iOS file that is sent, and the doctor has to create their own developer account and create it. The market size for white label currently is at 5 million. Overall, telemedicine, as from the reports, is about 41 billion globally. Currently focusing on Asia Pacific, with US as an important market as we go ahead. Business model: doctors pay about $400 to $600 a month. They based on the different modules they pick up, but there's also a recurring fees based on number of calls. They pay between 40 cents in a country like Thailand to up to $2.50 from some small doctors. Slab-wise pricing is their number of calls that are happening, and we manage everything from maintenance, updates, everything for the doctor. The home kits and pods and kiosk on average.
Excuse me for interrupting, but time is over.
Okay, sure. Yeah. So that's more or less about the business model. And I'll just like to show the current traction. So based on that, probably I can take some questions.
Thank you.
So, judges, any questions?
Yeah, so that was a pretty good pitch there, and I feel the pain from the sector. There's definitely been a need for this product, for this solution that you provided. Just wondering if you can tell me how quick is the development time for something like this, and how quickly can you scale up?
Pre-COVID, it was about 4 weeks. We recently we were part of the Google acceleration program now, Google for Startups. So they helped us to reduce the Android part of things at least. So we're right now doing it at 2 weeks, including iOS and Android. But simultaneously, we have hired a lot of people. So simultaneously, we're able to do 15 in every 2 weeks. So 15, we take projects and then finish that and then take another 15. So 13 a month currently, but the plan is to go to thousands eventually with a lot of work that is happening in the back end.
Okay. Good.
Hey, Sumit. Hi, this is Celine. Please correct me if I'm wrong. When you started, you said that there seems to be the current model for telemedicine is a bit flawed. And I see the value that you bring. You are making doctors use their current relationships and strengthening their own infrastructure to make every aspect of the business better. But do you not feel that while you're doing that, doctors can still use the current platforms just as a means of distribution? So yes, you're making them stronger and better, but there is no harm in them also, because everyone's trying to get more patients. So do you not see
Yeah,
both?
we have been actually in the market for 5 years, so we've talked to a lot of doctors. I can talk about Singapore and KL in more detail because we have people on the ground. Doctors make a lot of money in this part of the region by selling medicines. So consultation is something they don't make a lot of money from. So the current telemedicine that are prevalent in Singapore, and I believe you are from Singapore, are not sending medicine. So they are more of a marketing tool. A doctor will list themselves, and the patient will find them. So there's about 13 US on average is the cost in Singapore. So they'll make about $10 to $9 on consultation. But medicines are delivered directly by the telemedicine companies. So it's something 90% of doctors in Singapore are not on telemedicine currently. Again, like I say, the reason is they see it as a business model, as a competitive business model rather than technology, which we felt there was a need of. And we started working on it, 2.5 years ago. And again, because of COVID, obviously, we've got a lot of traction. A lot of these doctors are already very busy. Some doctors are in 4 clinics in the day. So it's as we sell a technology, obviously, they don't need more patients. They actually, within their existing, they want to see more patients, sell more medicines to more patients. So for that, they have been, inclined to join our platform or allowing us to make platform for them.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, I just have a very quick question in terms
Yes.
of a great presentation, and definitely there's a need. I'm more interested in the home care side of things. The devices that you will be using, I assume you're not going to manufacture, so you're going to license it to medical devices manufacturers, or how is that going to work? The home kit.
So we have partnerships with Omron, for example. So all their wireless devices. Please note, our background is, my personal background is wireless. So we only use wireless medical devices, so seamlessly we can capture. There are a lot of them in the market. We also do OEM and register them. So for example, Singapore and Malaysia, there were not so many spirometers, for example. We just talked about it. Stethoscope, for example, is a new thing. So we have actually done the HSA and we have done the MDA for some of the devices in our own brand name. Again, it's not something in the long term, but we do see us coming once in a while in some countries like Cambodia, Myanmar, where there's market for it, but we might have to come in and do the registrations in those cases.